offering the approximate of the initial payment allows us to be in control. Now, the reason why we offer an approximate is simply because we want to test the waters. We want to make sure that they're satisfied with the approximate, and most importantly, to make sure that they have money. And we're going to use the approximate to ask them. Now, by testing the waters, they really don't know what we're doing. We're using a strategy to test the waters, to ask them a couple questions that maybe if we would have given them an exact initial payment, they would have been defensive, or they would have refrained from giving us the information, or simply they would have not been honest. So we're testing their honesty as well. Now, I'll give you an example. If we offer an approximate of 150 to 220, we have the ability of evaluating their responses. We're going to evaluate their body language. We're going to evaluate their remarks, any statements, any information that they give us to determine how positive or negative they are before we give them the option. Now, I'll give you an example. 150 to 220. We're going to ask them, are you comfortable? Can you make a payment of 150 to 220? And we're also going to ask them, are you willing to make a payment of 150 to 220? So we're asking them before we actually give them the option. So let's just imagine that the actual initial is going to be 280. By the time I give them 280, I already know that they're satisfied with 150 to 220. I also confirmed that they have $200, so I'm in control. So if they're not satisfied with the 280, I could simply suggest for them to do 200 today and $80 balance. So literally, I'm in control simply because I know they're happy with the monthly payment. I know they're satisfied with the approximate of the initial payment, and I know they have a certain amount, which in this example, they have 200. So I'm in control, versus if we skip the approximates and we go straight into the 280, they're going to be in control. So let's just imagine I give the customer 280 without giving them an approximate. The customer can tell me, look, I don't have that much money. So now I'm going to be playing a guessing game. Well, how much do you have? Well, I'm not so sure. Do you have 150? Do you have 280? No. Do you have 260? No. Do you have 200? No. Do you have 180? No. Do you have 160? No. So I'm playing a guessing game, which eventually they're going to get upset and they're going to tell us, or they're going to tell you, I'm already confused. You're giving me too many numbers. Let me go home and think about it. At this point, you have no clue how much money they have. So they're in control. And even if they have the 200, they're still in control, so they could use it against us and they could tell us, look, well, either way, I forgot my wallet. All of a sudden, they forgot their wallet. So they're in control. Versus, if I know they have 200, it's going to be an easy option. I'll give them an option of doing 200 today and a balance of 180. We'll keep it simple. I'm in control. I'm emphasizing on why they should make a decision. I know how much money they have. So offering the approximate for the initial payment, it allows you to be in control. So customers are never going to put us together. They're never going to mislead us. They're never going to change their perspective on leaving with insurance, and all of a sudden, simply because they're not satisfied with the initial payment, they need to go home and think about it. So once again, offering the initial payment, offering the approximate for the initial payment, it allows you to test the waters. Within testing the waters, you're also testing their honesty. You're making sure that they're satisfied within the approximate that you're giving them, and most importantly, that they have a specific amount to use. They have a specific amount that they're willing to use today to leave with insurance. And most importantly, you're also evaluating their body language, gestures, comments, statements, which should help you before you actually offer the initial payment. Now, within the approximate, you're going to determine if you're going to shoot aggressive, if you're going to go with an aggressive option, or if you're going to keep it conservative. Now, the fact that you gave them an approximate, it gives you an opportunity to evaluate all the information before you give them the option, so you won't give them an option that they're going to reject.